Good morning and welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here, friends. I think today is going to be a key critical day for the market. Today, in my opinion, is the quad witching day. That's what the third Friday of December happens to be, which means there's going to be a whole lot of volatility happening, and we can see pre-market S&P 500 futures as well as Nasdaq futures are mildly positive, but it could change at a dime. There are a lot of stocks, individual stocks, which are sitting in very critical position with bearish chart patterns. So those things could also come out. And one of the reasons why I'm on the screen today with you is because I wanted to discuss about one possibility that could happen in Q1 2026. Somewhere around April 2025. Hi, Hot Dog. Thanks for joining. Somewhere around April 2025, Moody's had downgraded US from AAA rating to AA1. Canada continues to be on AAA rating. I don't know about other G7 countries, but US was downgraded from AAA to AA1. At that time, Moody's had laid out 4 conditions, they said, which could create further downgrading of the ratings. And in my opinion, most of those 4 conditions have actually deteriorated since April to now. I'm just going to quickly look at my notes here and let you know what were those 4 conditions. One of them was ability to meet debt obligation, influencing borrowing costs. And hi, Inf, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. It was also talking about institutional erosion, if there is any. So those are some of the key things that I can remember right now from what I had seen earlier. Just give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find my short list where I had written everything down. No, it's not here. I'll make a separate video about that. Hi, Uddhav. Thanks for joining. I'll make a separate video about that. But suffice to say, the way the United States was on April 2025 and the way it is as we end 2025, things are really bad compared from April 2025 to now. And it's just a question of when S&P 500, Moody's, and Fitch may decide to downgrade US further. If the US was downgraded further, then we have a very interesting dynamic, because right now everybody is coming into the US capital markets because rule of law, SEC, FCC, all of these and predictable policies, these have all brought everybody, hi Hot Dog, hi Inf, it has brought everybody into the play in the US, in the capital markets. And this gives US a very strong position as a reserve currency. It's also bolstering its ability to borrow at a cheaper price, which reflects in high per capita income in the United States, even though the income disparity is high. Because of all of these factors, US has been riding a good wave. Just imagine you have a very good friend who is reputable and whom you trust, and you have been with that friend for a long time and you trust them implicitly. Suddenly one day you find that they have a gambling addiction, and what you have been seeing is just the facade of old time, and now they are totally broke. What happens then? Right? You continue behaving with them as if they were their old selves until that information comes to you, and then you stop for a moment and think, is it right to continue the same terms of engagement? Now, that moment could come if another downgrade happens. I think the rating agencies are watching this closely. I haven't seen this on any media as yet, so this is more of my speculation. I'd like to hear from you guys. Do you think there is any risk of a downgrade? Remember, today is quad witching day, and there could be a lot of fluctuations happening. I think most people do not believe the CPI reading that we got. The government data is now suspect. If you recollect, if you flash back to 5 years or 6 years, the most common refrain from the West, why one should not invest in China, was that you cannot trust the numbers the Chinese government gives you. It's all made up numbers. It's all fake numbers. Couldn't the same be said now? for the United States, right? So this is what we are looking at, and this throws up a lot of interesting ideas. I think one of them I was discussing briefly with Hot Dog, and I'm still working on that concept. I'm thinking that sooner rather than later, we might get 24/7 trading, and when the 24/7 trading happens, probably we'll see a lot of ETFs and a lot of different instruments that will offer ability for a global investor to invest in any stock market. And that's the way I think the US stock market might probably get sidelined a little bit, and other stock market like UK, Australia, Canada, and others would be able to get more listings. And we'll have listings of the same company in multiple stock exchanges like we do right now, but the volumes in certain stock exchanges will pick up and become more dominant than what it is in the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 right now. So we have to watch for all of these things in Q1 2026. And let me say, before I go into the TradingView platform, that the whole fundamentals are really bad, because when we started the year, if you recollect, we only had the Ukraine war and we only had the Middle East war. Added to that now is the US national security doctrine, which demands that the European Union should be dismantled. It's not saying that directly, but indirectly it's doing that, and also encouragement is being given to various factions who do not want to be part of the EU or do not follow the EU philosophy. So that's one extra wrinkle that has been added. When we started the year, at that time, we did not have tariffs. Now we already have tariffs, and there is also the uncertainty about when the Supreme Court will decide whether the tariffs are legit or not. And if they decide it's not legit, where will that money come from and who will it go to? Probably it will go to the people who wrote the tariff checks, but it cannot go to the end customer, because there is no way to do that unless the companies decide to reduce the price of their products for a window period during which they will subsidize the product cost through the tariff refunds that they got. But that doesn't definitely mean that everything is going to be equitable for the consumer who paid the tariffs. And third, and the most important thing, is that the government says they have collected billions of dollars of tariffs. The companies are showing really good results, and CPI is saying that everything is hunky-dory. So something is missing out there. Okay, enough of that. Now let's go on to our TradingView platform and get started with our analysis. Hot Dog is saying, I think stocks will become tokenized like what's happening on Coinbase and be 24/7. Inf is saying, even the Canadian numbers, I am skeptical. Inf, I think Canadian numbers, I don't think there is so much volume and complexity in Canadian numbers that we should be skeptical about it. But I hear what you're saying. Each one of us is entitled to our thoughts. But let's go into the charts out here. Let's see what's happening while we were asleep. We are seeing that S&P 500 futures has bounced off this support of 6,811.25. It did not confirm below this, so it did not confirm this resistance. So that is a positive point. But this is a confirmed resistance out here at 6,857.75. That's the resistance for today. We tried, we went there, we got pushed down, and that's why we have this bearish candle out here. Now we have to see, are we going to be able to close above 6812.25, which is going to be the support for today. If you look at the market sentiment, it's growing bearish. MACD is fully bearish. Momentum is just above average. And as we speak, we have gone into minus 0.01%. If you recollect, when we started the live stream, we were in the positive. So there is a whole lot of fluctuations happening out here, and there is some kind of market stop for some instruments with information to be available somewhere around 750 or something. I don't know if it came out, but there are some things going on. Let's look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ futures are still bouncing above this line of support. I'm just going to extend this line of support a little bit. I'm going to adjust it slightly. Yeah, so for today, the line of support says that we are going to get support at 25,218. And right now we are at 25,285.50. The question is, are we going to be able to break down below this, or are we going to be able to confirm above this? And if you look at the market sentiment, the answer is no, we are going to break down, because market sentiment is bearish. MACD is bearish, though it's moving towards the signal line. Momentum is just average. If you look at the dollar index, it is improving. This is a good thing, because dollar getting stronger reduces the yen unwind problem. You're also seeing the bullish indicators improving, like momentum has gone up. MACD is moving towards the signal line to cross over. And you also see market sentiment improving. I think this is on the back of the CPI report. So today, I would be looking at seeing whether we can sustain this positive momentum. And let us go to VIX. VIX started lower today, and it is coming up. So the volatility is starting to pick up a little bit. That's not good news. And let us look at gold, where gold is. Gold is down 0.02%. And we have a very critical resistance out here at 4,379.241, which we could not break yesterday. So today we'll make an attempt. That's our resistance, and our support today is going to be 4,265.955. We still have a target of 4,644.205, and I'm hoping that we are moving in that direction, because MACD is still bullish, market sentiment is bullish, momentum is above average, and there's plenty of room to reach the RSI and overextend it the way it had been earlier before breaking down in multiple occasions. So that's at 86.83, and right now we are at 70.77. So obviously gold can still go up, and we'll see that today. If the CPI is not believed, the gold will go up. Put call ratio is mildly bullish to neutral. Let us go to the 10-year yield and see what's happening with the 10-year yield. True to form, it's starting to come back up again. So this is indicative of the fact that bond market at least doesn't believe the CPI, so it's continuing to move up. Let us look at 10-year bonds for Japanese yen. Yeah, it's also 10-year Japanese bonds, it's also going up, and we have a target of 2.127. Both of these, when they move in tandem, let us see, US has gone up 0.23 and Japan has gone up 0.06. So Japanese yield have gone up much more than the US yield. This is more conducive for a yen unwind. However, you also have to look at USD JPY, and that's where we have a proper positive development against the yen unwind, because the US dollar has become stronger. This is a good development, but we still don't have any clear pattern. I would say it's a good development because we had a line of resistance out here and we have broken out above that. So we'll have to see what happens. Hot Dog is saying, I think, Inf is saying based. Okay, so if you look at the market sentiment, it's bearish, but it's improving. I'll just move this here. And if you look at MACD, it's bearish, but it's improving, and momentum is also improving. So I think USD JPY itself is going to be a savior. This all depends on DXY continuing to move up. So if DXY continues to move up, I think we'll be all right. Otherwise, we'll have a problem. I'd like to hear from Hot Dog. Are you seeing any improvement in sentiment out in Australia and Asia? Because you do the Chinese market. Please let me know in the comment sections. Now that said, let's go on and have a look at indicators themselves. S&P 500, it had come down significantly and bounced back up, but it was not able to break through the resistance at 6,794.71. This morning, it's at 6,774.75. Our resistance is 6,794.71. I'm going to extend this parallel channel a little, and I'm going to say that our next resistance for today, our resistance for today is going to be very strong at 6,794.71, because it's a confluence of the two. Hot Dog is saying, no, Japan is in trouble. They will dump more US bonds. Australia will raise rates too early. I'm thinking that, Hot Dog, you said yesterday that Japan is going to increase the interest rates. So if they increase the interest rates, the yields need to go up. is there not a right way to think about it? And if the yields go up, the differential between US 10-year and Japanese 10-year yields, that should create a problem. And also Japanese yen should become stronger if the interest rates go up. That's the way I'm thinking. I might be wrong. I would like you guys to share your 2 cents worth on that, because Japanese yen unwind trade could probably be the death blow for the market, given all the other problems that we have. So coming back to S&P 500, I think the support today is going to be at 6,719.39. Yesterday's strong recovery, if it is attributed to the CPI news, then I think it is dubious at best. So we should be seeing a red candle today. We should be pushed down from the resistance, and we should be coming much closer to 6,719.39 today, and potentially also testing the support at 6,710.15. You will see that the market sentiment is bearish, MACD is super bearish, and momentum is below average. Yesterday it was below average, CPI data pushed it up. It couldn't still go above average. So I'm thinking S&P 500 is weak. We look at NASDAQ, same story out here. So same thing for NASDAQ as well. Now, if you look at QQQ, let us see what's happening there. Pre-market, we are up 0.27% in QQQ, and QQQ is at 610.74, and our first resistance is 611.70, which I'm going to mark as resistance, and the next resistance is at around 610.71, which is this one. Sorry, 613.42. So those are the two resistances that we have, and our support today is going to be 604.92. This candle itself, I am doubting. The day before the CPI result, we had come down all the way to 600.55. So I am thinking that we're going to break through this line of support, and we are going to come down, and we're going to test 600.67 today. That's what I'm thinking is most likely to happen. A red candle, a longer red candle, as the market continues to digest the validity of the CPI data. Now, apart from that, there are also some potential shenanigans happening in the political sphere. They may also spill over later on, because today is going to be the release of the Epstein files. So I would expect some kind of sensational thing like attack on Venezuela or something other to happen to disturb the news cycle. And if it is one of those items that could spook the markets, then that's something that we have to be careful about. So that said, now let's go on and have a look at AI. NVDA. NVDA is up 1.04% in pre-market trades. It's going to get really good support at 174.84 because it is still a confirmed support. It has not been broken down. We did not confirm the resistance out here, but the fact remains that momentarily we breached the neckline of a reverse head and shoulder. So I'm very careful to watch what's happening today. You look at the market sentiment, it is super bearish. MACD is also bearish. Momentum is below average, and yesterday was the CPI effect. In my opinion, we need to have a wash of the CPI effect. That's what I'm thinking. Guys, I'm a retail investor. I could be wrong. So if you have any thoughts contrary to what I'm saying, please feel free to put in the comment section, because all of us can benefit from that. A little bit of caution here and there is good. Yesterday was also a doji candle. If you see the candle shape, almost equidistant wicks on both sides, that is a candle of indecision. So today the decision would be to come down along with quad witching. There could be a lot of distortion. So it's going to be a crazy day today. Let's look at Meta. Meta is down 0.31% in pre-market trades, and it's still going to have a resistance at 676.63. It still is going to have a support at around 651.01. I'm still bullish on Meta. I think that it's destined to cross over the line of resistance and probably do a little bit of gap fill before giving up gains, depending on how soon the market tanks, because Meta has already taken some punishment. Let us look at how much Meta had fallen. So Meta was out here and it fell down all the way down here. That was a 15% drop. And if you extend that, in the pre-market trade. We are still at the same stage. We have not gained anything. So I would say that the initial drop which had happened could possibly be covered. The overall drop that Meta had was all the way up to, so it was around 23% drop from where it was before. So that's a huge drop. So it's consolidating a little bit, and it's not a one-trick pony like other players out here. It's like Google. It has got multiple sources of revenue. So I think Meta should be fine. It should be positive. Next, let's look at Google. Google is up 0.04%, still staying within the flag. It's still a bull flag, so I'll wait for it to do something like breakout on the upside. But I'm still seeing that market sentiment is bearish, MACD is bearish, and momentum is just at average. So I would wait for what will happen further later on today. The gap fill that needed to be done is already over, so there is no reason for it to stay down. Yesterday we had our first green candle, but it was a doji candle, a lot of indecision. So let us see what happens today. While we were speaking, we went into the positive. I think all these distortions are the quad witching effect. Amazon is up 0.30% in pre-market trade. It's going to get support at 223.03. I'm marking this green. Sorry. Marking this green, and I think it will get resistance somewhere around 229.94 today. Market sentiment bearish, MACD bearish, momentum below average, but CPI did give it a little bit of a push. So since it got benefit of CPI, I think that it's going to give up some of the benefits today. Apple is down 0.36% in pre-market trades. Market sentiment bearish, MACD bearish, momentum below average and flat, and we will continue to have a resistance at around 273.85. We had a bullish candle yesterday where there was an attempt to sell off, but buyers bought back and they bought it up again. But at this point of time, I wouldn't be betting against Apple because my risk profile is not that good. But if one was to bet against Apple, AAPD would be a ETF. That is something you could buy in order to do that. Again, personal opinion, not financial advice. So please be careful what you do out there. I'm going to extend this further, and I would be saying that if you did buy AAPD, you might want to exit when you approach 256.96, or you may want to exit when you approach 270.94. Right now we are at 271.22. It depends on the risk appetite and ability to do quick trade within the day. Watch the portfolio. Microsoft is up 0.18% in pre-market trade, still trying to break through 486.47, which is the resistance for today, and the support for today is going to be 478.17. We have a market sentiment which is bearish, MACD which is starting to get bullish, momentum which has picked up, and there is a CPI effect from yesterday here as well. So I would think that today also we'll find it difficult to break 484.81. Sorry, we'll find it difficult to break 486.19, which is the current resistance for us. Tesla is up 0.93% in pre-market trade. Support continues at 471.42. Resistance continues at 490.50. Oracle is up 4.70% in pre-market trades, and we have support at around 178.77, and we have resistance which is going to be today at around 196.10. It's a very strong resistance because it's a confluence of the descending line of resistance as well as the horizontal line of resistance. So Oracle is looking good this morning. However, market sentiment is still bearish, MACD is bearish, and momentum is below average. What we are seeing is more than a dead cat bounce, so there should be something to it. I would like to watch what happens with the candle for today before making any decisions. Next, let's look at AMD, which is up 1% in pre-market trades. It had briefly crossed the neckline of the reverse cup and handle. And so today, the support is going to be the neckline at 199.69, and the resistance is going to be the horizontal line of resistance at 203.54. Pre-market, we are at 203.07. So that's the range out there. And of course, you have seen my target of 150.18, but this 150.18 will fructify only after we confirm 199.50 as a resistance. For that, we need to close below 198.18. Let's look at SMCI. I bought SMCI. I have shorted SMCI. It's profitable right now. I want to buy more SMCI. SMCZ, which is the shorts. I want to buy more of it, but I'm waiting because we have the support here at 28.92. We bounced off the support yesterday, and pre-market we are already up above it at 1.16. But yesterday had the CPI effect as well. So we have to see what happens today, and I want to see SMCI price break below 28.95 and confirm below 28.95, after which I'll do dollar cost purchasing of SMCZ. So SMCZ is what I'm having here, SMCZ. So for SMCZ, I have a reverse head and shoulder, inverse head and shoulder, and I have a target of 151.05, and we are at 60.42. So this is the trade that I'm focused on. Again, these are all short trades. These are my personal opinions, my personal investment, and it's not financial advice, but that's something that I'm doing right now. My conviction level is pretty good, but it's going to be tested by 28.95. If we continue to have a positive flag today, I'm going to be very careful tomorrow, and I will sell it if it comes to break even, or even if it comes anywhere close to 30.95, because I don't want to take a risk. Broadcom is up 0.58% in pre-market trades. Resistance will be available at 377.13, but we haven't confirmed this resistance. So if we come to this, there won't be much of a resistance. We'll break out from there, but this is a token resistance that we can see at 336.91 today. We have market sentiment, which is bearish, MACD, which is super bearish, momentum below average. So those are the three factors which make me feel that we are likely to stay below this diagonal line of resistance and potentially be in a position to close below 323.32 and confirm the line of resistance. Palantir is up 0.45% in pre-market trade. I don't think this is a bull flag being formed. Neither does it look like a bullish pennant, but given the fact that the flagpole is pretty long, I would say that it could be a peculiar bull flag. It's still looking bullish to me. Market sentiment is bullish. MACD is bullish, though tending towards the signal line. Momentum is above average. I would like to see a few more candles and then make a decision about it. Next, we are looking at SMH, which is up 0.76% in pre-market trade. Support available at 344.29 and resistance available at 353.36. Tempus AI is up 0.80%. It's been steadily marching downwards. Market sentiment and everything is pretty bad. I think we are looking at a dead cat bounce today. We could probably see a little bit of consolidation, and 2 or 3 candles later we'll have an idea, but definitely right now we are moving towards 59.40. Then let's go on and have a look at Genomics. In Genomics, we have Pfizer. Pfizer was a disappointment. I was looking at cup and handle target of around 28.22. I still have it in my portfolio. It's been loss-making for a very long period of time. This is a pretty good company, so I'm holding on to it. And this candle is quite bearish. This is a bearish candle that we had yesterday. Market sentiment is sinking. MACD has become bearish. Momentum is below average. So it's not at all looking good for Pfizer. I think we are going to get support today at around 24.60 and potentially a support at 24.90. We are at 25.07 as the market opens. Now let's look at Prime. Prime is up 1.67%. It will still continue to get resistance at 3.66. And yesterday we said the same thing. and we continue to have that resistance out there. Let's look at Intelia. Intelia is up 0.90% in pre-market trade. Resistance available at 9.03. Right now we are at 8.96. Caribou Biosciences is flat in pre-market trades. Yesterday was a very narrow body of candle, but a very bearish candle because attempt was made to buy up this share, but sellers continued to sell and it fell down. MACD is bearish. Momentum is also very low and below average, and market sentiment continues to be bearish. So things are not looking great for Caribou Biosciences, and it could probably get a support at 1.62. And let's look at Beam Therapeutics. It's up 0.04%. I'm still maintaining this cup and handle target of around $30.50, something in that vicinity. I'm thinking of this more like a bull flag ready to break out, and a little bit of positive this morning is encouraging to me. But again, that CPI factor comes into all the stocks. Altimmune is down 0.99% after showing a lot of promise yesterday. It showed a lot of promise in the morning and came down yesterday. But today, I'm thinking that it's likely to get support at around 4.79, and it's going to get resistance, I think, somewhere around 5.24. That's the range I see. The positive market sentiment is becoming neutral. MACD is becoming bearish, super bearish. Momentum, though still above average, is also dropping. I think that the primary bull channel is still intact. That's a big positive. We also have support at 4.79. That's a big positive. But things are not looking great. And we have the potential of forming a head and shoulder pattern. And if that happens, I think it's going to be really bad. Even though there's so much of improvement, the 50% of Altimmune that I did not sell is still in loss. So I can't escape from there. Editas is up 1.28% in pre-market trade. It will get support today at 2.36. Right now we are at 2.38. Next, let's look at Illumina. Illumina is up 0.76% in pre-market trade. This new diagonal line of support I did yesterday is still going to be a support. Yesterday's candle was super bearish. We are going to get support at around 128.81 today. And we have CRISPR Therapeutics, which is up 0.73% in pre-market trade. Very bearish candle yesterday, but we are going to get resistance at 56.36. We're going to get support at 53.24. Yeah, further refinement could be that we may get resistance at 55.77. That said, let us look at Allogene, which is flat in pre-market trades, and let's go to Grail. Grail is down 0.01% in pre-market trades, and our resistance continues to be 90.39. PACB is up 2.39% in pre-market trades. We still have resistance at 2.03. Friends, PACB has always been positive at pre-market sessions, and then it has continued to form a red candle. I think today could be a slightly different story. Yesterday was the CPI effect. In the CPI context, it was already negative. So further negative on this today is a bit suspect. So I'm thinking that we'll have a green candle for today for a change. However, the market sentiment is overall bearish. MACD is also bearish, and momentum is below average. All of this puts the weight more towards going down rather than going up. So potentially, the best possible outcome would be that we have a red candle today, which stops short of 1.88 or stops at 1.88. ARCG is up 0.55% in pre-market trade. It could get support at 29.01, and it could get resistance at 29.58. We have Vertex, which is up 0.02%. It continues to get support from this diagonal line of support at 441.44. Next, let's look at Ginkgo Bioworks, which is up 1.82%. This is the story of Ginkgo. Every morning it is up in the pre-market session and then it drops. So today, I think it will have a support at 8.21. Right now it's at 8.39. It could get a resistance at 8.57 or 8.58. Next, I will go to Precision, which continues to show strength, and it's up 1.68%. It's done a trend reversal, and I think this was a double bottom that we missed. Let me pull this out here. This was a double bottom that we missed. For the double bottom, I would like to draw a line, and I could probably take this as a target, put it out at the breakout. So we already met and exceeded the target, which was 4.11. So right now we have to see any new pattern that develops. If that pattern tends to be bullish, then we can call a bullish target, or else if it tends to be bearish, then we'll probably have to do a bearish target. So we'll wait and watch what happens out there. Market sentiment is bearish but improving. MACD has already become bullish. Momentum is above average and picking up. Precision is looking pretty good. Eli Lilly is flat in pre-market trades. It broke down below this diagonal line of support, which has now become a line of resistance. Yesterday I said that we'll touch that resistance, and we did. We went all the way up to 1076 and we came back down. So the candle wick can be seen here. The wick touched the line. So for today also, again, I am saying that the support is going to be at around 1040.78, and the resistance for today is going to be 1085.93. Right now we are at 1056. Market sentiment is bearish but flat. MACD is bearish but improving, and momentum is above average, and there's plenty of room on the RSI. So Lilly can continue to move upwards, and then we go on to Ultragenics, which is up 0.57% in pre-market trade, a welcome development, but it's going to get a support at 32.82, and it's going to get a resistance at 33.31. Market sentiment has plunged into bearishness. MACD is super bearish, momentum is below average and dropping. So I think today we could get a green candle because yesterday was the CPI day and that pushed this down. So the opposite reaction should happen today. That's my thought process. Now with that said, let us go and have a look at currencies. In currencies, I'm looking at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is staging a recovery today, but it will get a resistance somewhere at around 88,510, and our reverse head and shoulder target continues to take us to 69,463.41. It's probable that it may happen, but not guaranteed. And on the way, there is resistance at 76,309.09. This morning, we are up 2.88%, but the big test will be to break out above 88,510.68, and to confirm above that and make this diagonal line of support of the bear flag validated support. Unless we do that, I think we are under the influence of the bear flag as well as the reverse head and shoulders that I have got within the bear flag. So friends, that's what I have here. If you have any stock that you want me to have a look at, please let me know. Otherwise, I would be in a position to close the session. I'm going to quickly look at team because I think Uddhav is online and he had asked me about team at one point of time, if I'm not mistaken. Team is looking pretty good right now. Market sentiment is bullish, MACD is bullish, momentum is above average, plenty of room on the RSI. Apart from the double bottom, which I'm waiting for it to trigger, I think we have a new pattern out here. Can we say that this is the neckline and we have a reverse head and shoulder? Can we say that? Or does the reverse head and shoulder go this way? Maybe it goes this way. So this could be a reverse head and shoulder, a very small tiny shoulder, a massive head, and a tiny right shoulder. I think this is plausible. So I'm going to put a target out here. And Uddhav, this is not financial advice. This is just my personal opinion. It's not financial advice. Putting that on the shoulder. I'm looking at a target of 183.91 with a roadblock at around 175.82 for team. So Uddhav, be very careful, okay? Don't take my word for it. I'm a retail investor. I have made mistakes. Technical analysis indicates probability, but there is no guarantee. There is no guarantee at all. Now, while we go towards that, what would happen is we'll end up triggering the double bottom, and that will give us a new up target. So if someone is already on team, they have the opportunity to buy insurance in terms of a call to protect themselves. But then once you buy the call, then your profits will decrease as the call premium goes down. Be very careful, okay? I don't want to be the reason why you lose money when the market goes down. So whatever decision you take it on your own, okay? But right now, the way I look at it, I see a target of 184.07, and yeah, that's what I would say. So anything else, any other stock you want me to look at? Oh, let's look at MSTR. I'm always curious about MSTR. See, Bitcoin has gone up, but MSTR is going down. Some people are saying, and I have not yet checked, some people are saying the market value of MSTR is lower than the Bitcoins that it holds. And Michael Saylor has come out and said his company is not just Bitcoin, it's also a software company with software revenue. So if you put both of them together, I think Bitcoin is in for a bounce back. And today could be the day when there could be a bounce back for Bitcoin. Yeah, that's what I am thinking, because remember, Bitcoin is already positive today. So that's what I'm thinking. Pre-market, I don't see any trades for MSTR. So yeah, there we are. That's it. So that's my market update for today, friends. If you have any ticker symbol that you want me to look at, tell me now. I'll check it out. Otherwise, I'm shutting down the session. I'll go to do my own day trading. I'm looking at SMCZ, and I'm looking at AMDD. I have holding of both of them. I'm looking at them for dollar cost averaging, and I would like to study the futures. Hey, Uddhav, let me know what you're thinking. You retracted a message. I'm very curious to know what it is. I want to go and check AMD. What's happening with AMD? AMD is up 0.96. Let us go into the 3-minute UNH. Okay, I'll check out UNH for you. I'm just going to do this thing quickly. So as you can see, pre-market it had gone up. Now it has already started coming down, AMD. Likewise, SMCI, pre-market it had gone up. Now it has started coming down again. So I'm fine. I'm thinking I'm going to go and buy SMCZ as soon as I close the trading session. And UNH, nice and Meili. Okay, UNH, nice and Meili. Nice. What is the 1 day? Nice. Oh, very interesting chart. Nice is respecting all the lines that we drew in the past. You remember we had drawn a line of support, it has acted as support. We drew a line of resistance, it acted as resistance. This was supposed to be a kind of a bearish Bennett, but it has now transformed, in my opinion, into a bear flag. Let me do that. So this is a bear flag. Bear flag has a propensity to break down on the downside. And right now, market sentiment has improved, MACD has improved, momentum is still below average. So the verdict is still out on this, Uddhav. So I don't know what will happen with this, but because it is in a bear flag, I would say that the chances of it breaking down is higher. The probability of it breaking down is higher than the probability of moving up. And on the way down, it's going to get support at 99.68, which is this green line that we see here. What else did you ask for? UNH. UNH. I think it's in the genomic side. UN. Okay. what may be happening out here. Let me quickly move to a 1 week time frame. In a 1 week time frame, this looks bearish because you have the bear flagpole out here, and this is the bear flag. Now, if we go to a 1 day, you can see the same bear flag, but it's not that pronounced. One way of looking at it would be you guys know what it means. So I would take this from here. We need to cover both the heads, both the shoulders. So this is how precisely I can keep it. So in case we went up, that's a big if, because this is a bear flag. The bear flag, you'll see. So this is the bear flag that we are looking at. Probability of breaking down is higher than moving upwards. But you have market sentiment which has just turned bullish, MACD which is tending towards the signal line to cross to the bearish side, and momentum which has dropped below average. So unless we cross this neckline, this head and shoulder pattern, reverse head and shoulder pattern will not be triggered. Unless it is triggered, I think it has to be triggered for us to have a bullish target. So right now I don't have a bullish target. I'm thinking at in balance, the probability of it breaking down is higher than going up. That's what I'm thinking. Next, let us look at MELI. Okay, where are you, Billy? Let me go to, okay, this is why we didn't have that there. MELI, what is MELI? Mercado Libre. Many is definitely looking bearish to me. It's in a bear channel. So I would say that this is what it seems like to me. This was a bear flag, and your flag. Okay, let me remove that. Sorry. This was a bear flag, then it came down here. Then it tried to recover, and then it came down. So for today, I think it will get support at 1902. Right now it's at 1972. So it could get support at 1902. That's what I am thinking could happen for it. But it's definitely bearish. Market sentiment is bearish, MACD is bearish, momentum is below average. No, it's not looking that great. Yeah, that's all I got for you, though. Anybody else needs anything to be checked out? I'll do that. Otherwise, we are ending the session. And yeah, so congratulations, Uddhav. If you have team already, I think you are having a good deal of profit. And I think I'll do congratulations to myself for my SMCZ. And we'll take it from there. So I'm going off. I'm very curious about SMCZ. The live stream is for all purposes ended. I'm just musing about SMCZ. It is down 2.55% in the pre-market trades. I think I would like to go and pick up a little. Ideally, I should be waiting for this diagonal line of resistance to be confirmed as support. It has not yet happened because that's the neckline. Once the neckline is confirmed, then we are definitely heading towards 152.46. So today is a pivotal day. Let's quickly look at AMDD as well. AMDD also is in a critical situation. It's a cup and handle pattern. So there you go. Okay, guys, I am done for the day. I'll catch up with you again in the next one. Bye for now. Thanks for joining.